When someone we love begins to show subtle changes in their behavior or health, it's tempting to chalk it up to just getting older. Many people believe that death in old age strikes suddenly like a bolt from the blue. However, the truth is far more gradual. The body often sends quiet warnings, sometimes as early as a year, before life reaches its final stage. These signs can be easy to miss because they seem minor at first, blending into the expected aches and slowdowns of aging. It's only when looking back that families often realize the clues were there all along, but by then it's too late to prepare, too late to make those final moments truly count. In this guide, we'll explore 5 critical signs that may appear in the year leading up to an elderly person's passing. Some of these changes might be ones you've noticed but dismissed as normal aging. Others may seem so subtle that they barely register, yet they signal the body's gradual decline. Recognizing these signs early offers a precious opportunity, the chance to provide better care, create cherished memories, and ensure your loved one's final days are filled with comfort, dignity, and peace. Stay with us until the end, as these insights can help you prepare both emotionally and practically for what lies ahead. By understanding what's happening, you can avoid being caught off guard and make the most of the time you have left with those you hold dear. Let's dive in. 1. Unintentional weight loss. A silent warning. One of the earliest and most telling signs that an elderly person may be approaching their final year is unintentional weight loss. At first, it might seem like a small change, a belt that suddenly needs tightening, clothes that hang a bit looser, or a loved one who seems less interested in meals. Families often dismiss this as a natural part of aging, assuming it's normal for older adults to lose a little weight. But significant weight loss without trying is rarely a positive sign. It's often a signal that the body is struggling to maintain its basic functions, hinting at a deeper decline. Aging naturally leads to some muscle loss, a condition known as sarcopenia, but rapid or unexplained weight loss points to something more serious. The body may no longer absorb nutrients efficiently, or it may struggle to process proteins, leading to muscle wasting. This loss of muscle mass doesn't just affect appearance, it weakens the body, making everyday movements, like walking or climbing stairs, more difficult. It also increases the risk of falls, which can lead to fractures or other injuries. A weakened body is less able to fight off infections, as the immune system relies on proper nutrition and strength to function effectively. Appetite changes are a common culprit behind this weight loss. As people age, their sense of taste and smell often diminishes, making food less appealing. A loved one who once savored home-cooked meals might now pick at their plate, skip meals entirely, or show little enthusiasm for their favorite dishes. This isn't just a matter of preference, it's a physiological shift. As the body begins to slow down, it may stop sending hunger signals to the brain as frequently. The result is reduced energy, diminished strength, and a gradual decline in overall health. For example, an elderly person might say, "I'm just not hungry," or push away a plate after a few bites, even if they haven't eaten all day. Underlying medical conditions can also drive weight loss. Chronic illnesses like cancer, heart failure, kidney disease, or chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, often cause weight loss long before other symptoms become obvious. These conditions can interfere with the body's ability to process nutrients or increase its energy demands, leading to a wasting condition known as cachexia. Even emotional or cognitive issues, such as depression or early dementia, can reduce appetite, creating a vicious cycle where the body lacks the fuel needed to sustain itself. For instance, a person with depression might lose interest in cooking or eating, while someone with cognitive decline might forget to eat altogether. Families often try to address this by encouraging their loved one to eat more, offering favorite foods, or introducing nutritional supplements like protein shakes. While these efforts come from a place of love, they may not always help. If the weight loss continues despite these interventions, it's a sign that the issue goes beyond diet. The body may be preparing for a deeper transition, redirecting its energy away from maintaining muscle and toward preserving vital functions. Forcing large meals can cause discomfort or even nausea, especially if digestion is compromised. Instead of focusing on reversing the weight loss, prioritize comfort. Offer small, nutrient-dense meals that are easy to chew and digest, such as soups, smoothies, or soft fruits. Ensure they stay hydrated, as dehydration can exacerbate weakness and confusion. If your loved one is losing weight rapidly, say more than 5 to over 10% of their body weight in a few months, consult a healthcare provider. They can assess for underlying conditions and recommend strategies to support comfort, such as dietary adjustments or palliative care. If you notice significant weight loss in an elderly loved one, especially if they're eating less, feeling weaker, or struggling to stay active, don't ignore it. This isn't just about how they look, it's about the body sending a message that it's entering a new phase. Recognizing this early allows you to approach the situation with compassion, make informed decisions, and focus on creating meaningful moments, whether it's sharing a favorite snack together or simply sitting by their side. 2. Profound fatigue and weakness. When energy fades, another hallmark of the final year of life is a deep, persistent fatigue that doesn't improve with rest. This isn't the kind of tiredness that a good night's sleep can fix. It's a profound exhaustion that makes even the simplest tasks feel insurmountable. Getting out of bed might take immense effort. Walking across the room could leave them breathless. Activities that were once second nature, like dressing, cooking, or holding a conversation, may now feel overwhelming. This fatigue is a sign that the body is conserving its limited energy as its systems begin to slow down. This exhaustion stems from several physiological changes. As we age, the heart's ability to pump blood efficiently declines, reducing the oxygen and nutrients delivered to muscles and organs. Circulation weakens, leaving the body less capable of sustaining physical activity. At the same time, metabolic processes slow down. The body is designed to produce and use energy for movement, thought, and repair. But in its final phase, it redirects energy toward essential functions, like keeping the heart and lungs working. This shift leaves less energy for daily activities, resulting in weakness and a need for more rest. You might notice your loved one sleeping more, taking longer naps, or struggling to stay awake during the day. Some may experience sudden energy drops, appearing fine one moment, but completely drained the next. For example, they might start a conversation with enthusiasm, but trail off mid-sentence, too tired to continue. These changes can be frustrating for both the individual and their family, especially if they were once active and independent. The emotional impact of this fatigue is profound. Many elderly individuals take pride in their ability to manage daily tasks, and losing that independence can lead to feelings of frustration, embarrassment, or even shame. They may withdraw from social interactions, skip family gatherings, or stop engaging in hobbies they once loved, not because they don't care, but because they simply don't have the energy. This withdrawal can create a cycle of isolation where they pull back further, accelerating their decline. For instance, a grandparent who once loved gardening might stop tending to their plants, not out of disinterest, but because the physical effort feels too daunting. For families, watching a loved one go from vibrant to exhausted is heart-wrenching. It's easy to assume they're giving up or need to push through the tiredness, but this fatigue isn't something they can control. Encouraging them to stay active beyond their limits can lead to frustration or even injury. Instead, focus on adapting to their needs. Create a restful environment with comfortable seating and minimal physical demands. Encourage short, low-effort activities like listening to music or looking at family photos to maintain connection without draining their energy. If you notice your loved one experiencing ongoing fatigue that rest doesn't relieve, take it as a sign that their body is undergoing a significant transition. This is the time to cherish quiet moments, offer gentle support, and let them rest when needed. What matters most isn't how much they can do, but how loved and understood they feel. Simple gestures like holding their hand or sharing a warm blanket can provide immense comfort. If you're finding this information helpful, please leave a comment below with number 2 to let us know you're following along. Your engagement motivates us to keep sharing valuable insights to support you on this journey. 3. Cognitive decline or emotional withdrawal. A fading connection. As an elderly person approaches the end of life, you may notice subtle but significant changes in their mental clarity, communication, or social engagement. Someone who was once sharp-witted and talkative might start forgetting small details, struggling to follow conversations, or becoming disoriented in familiar places. They might repeat stories, forget names, or lose track of time, even if they've never had memory issues before. These cognitive shifts can begin months or even a full year before death, serving as early indicators of decline. This isn't just everyday forgetfulness. The brain, like any organ, relies on a steady supply of oxygen and nutrients to function properly. As circulation slows and the body's systems weaken, cognitive function takes a hit. The person may become easily confused, struggle to make decisions, or have trouble recognizing people or places they've known for years. For example, they might forget where they parked their car in a familiar lot, or fail to recall a recent family event. In some cases, they may experience moments of clarity followed by sudden confusion, as if their mind is flickering in and out. Emotional withdrawal is another common sign. A loved one who was once the life of the party may grow quiet, spending long periods in silence or seeming distant during conversations. They might avoid social gatherings, decline invitations, or stop engaging in activities they once enjoyed, like reading or playing cards. This withdrawal isn't because they've lost interest in their loved ones. It's because their brain is struggling to process emotions and interactions. Loud environments or complex conversations can feel overwhelming, leading them to retreat into their own world. Mood changes are also prevalent. Some individuals become more irritable, anxious, or easily frustrated, snapping at small inconveniences they once shrugged off. Others may seem unusually calm, detached, or indifferent to things that once mattered deeply, like family milestones or personal achievements. These shifts aren't just personality changes, they reflect the brain's adjustment to the body's decline. As cognitive function slows, expressing emotions becomes harder, and the person may struggle to respond to situations as they once did. For families, these changes can be especially painful. Watching a loved one lose their mental sharpness or pull away emotionally can feel like losing them before they're gone. It's tempting to try to draw them back into conversations or activities, but pushing them can lead to frustration or agitation. Instead, meet them where they are. Use simple, reassuring language, maintain a calm environment, and focus on nonverbal connection, like holding their hand or sitting quietly together. Even if they don't respond as they once did, your presence can still provide comfort and a sense of safety. If you notice increasing forgetfulness, confusion, or emotional withdrawal in a loved one, don't dismiss it as just aging. These are often early signs that the body and mind are preparing for the final stage. Use this time to be patient, create a peaceful environment, and cherish moments of connection, however small. A gentle touch or a familiar song can mean more than words when communication fades. 4. Frequent infections and slow healing. A weakening defense. As the body begins to wind down, one of the clearest physical signs is a weakened immune system. You may notice that a loved one who rarely got sick now seems to catch every cold, flu, or infection that goes around. Minor illnesses that once resolved quickly now linger, and small wounds like cuts or bruises take weeks to heal. These changes aren't random. They indicate that the body is losing its ability to defend and repair itself effectively. Frequent infections such as pneumonia, urinary tract infections, UTIs, skin infections, or oral infections become more common as the immune system weakens. These infections may require longer recovery times or stronger treatments, and even then, they might not resolve fully. For example, a UTI that once cleared up with a short course of antibiotics might now persist, leading to repeated treatments or hospitalizations. This happens because the body's ability to fight off pathogens diminishes as circulation slows and organ function declines. Poor healing is another red flag. Small scratches, sores, or bruises may linger or reopen, especially in areas with poor blood flow, like the legs or feet. For those with limited mobility, pressure sores, also called bed sores, become a serious risk as prolonged pressure on the skin can lead to open wounds that are prone to infection. Poor circulation means that oxygen and nutrients aren't reaching the skin and tissues, efficiently slowing the healing process and increasing vulnerability. Infections in the elderly often present differently than in younger people. Instead of a high fever or obvious symptoms, a senior might show subtle signs like increased fatigue, confusion, or reduced appetite. For instance, a loved one who suddenly seems more disoriented or sleeps excessively might be fighting an infection even if they don't have a fever. This makes it critical to pay attention to changes in behavior, as they may be the first clue of a deeper issue. Families often find these repeated infections frustrating and disheartening. It's natural to push for aggressive treatments, hoping that one more round of antibiotics or a hospital stay will fix the problem. However, at a certain point, the focus may shift from curing to comforting. Keeping the person hydrated, maintaining clean and moisturized skin, and minimizing physical stress can do more for their well-being than prolonged medical interventions. For example, using gentle skincare products and repositioning a bedbound loved one regularly can prevent sores and improve comfort. If you're finding this information valuable, please comment number 4 below to let us know you're with us. Your support helps us continue creating content to inform and inspire. 5. Changes in breathing or circulation. The body's final slowdown. One of the most telling signs that an elderly person is nearing the end of life is a noticeable change in their breathing patterns or circulation. You may observe that their breathing becomes slower, shallower, or irregular. Some experience pauses between breaths or a pattern called Cheney-Stokes respiration, where breathing alternates between deep, rapid breaths and long pauses. These changes may start subtly but become more pronounced over time, especially during rest or sleep. Circulation changes are also significant. You might notice that their hands, feet, nose, or ears feel cold to the touch, and their skin may appear pale, bluish, or mottled, particularly in the extremities. This happens because the body prioritizes blood flow to vital organs like the heart and brain, reducing circulation to less critical areas. It's a sign that the heart is pumping less effectively, conserving energy for essential functions. Shortness of breath is another common indicator. Even minimal activities like sitting up, speaking, or shifting positions may leave the person winded. They might breathe through their mouth more often or need to pause to catch their breath during conversations. Fluid buildup in the lungs can cause additional symptoms, such as a persistent cough, gurgling sounds, or chest tightness. This can make lying flat uncomfortable, leading them to prefer sleeping propped up on pillows or in a recliner to ease breathing. For families, these changes can be frightening. It's natural to worry that something urgent is happening or to encourage deeper breathing. However, these are often natural signs of the body slowing down. While medical interventions like oxygen therapy or medications can provide relief, the focus should be on comfort rather than reversing the changes. Simple measures like keeping the room cool, using a humidifier, or offering small sips of water can ease discomfort and promote peace. If you notice changes in breathing, cold extremities, or a bluish tint to the skin, take them seriously. These are signs that the body is conserving energy and circulation is declining. This is a time to be present, offer reassurance, and create a calm environment where your loved one feels safe and supported. A warm blanket, soothing music, or a gentle hand to hold can make all the difference. Final thoughts, preparing with love and understanding. As we come to the end of this guide, let's reflect on the 5 signs we've explored: unintentional weight loss, profound fatigue, cognitive decline or withdrawal, frequent infections, and changes in breathing or circulation. These signs may not all appear at once, and they may seem subtle at first, blending into the expected challenges of aging. But when you start noticing them, it's a signal that the body is preparing for its final stage. For many families, accepting these changes is difficult. It's natural to want to fight against them, to encourage a loved one to eat more, stay active, or push through exhaustion. But sometimes the most loving act is to listen to what their body's telling you. Instead of focusing on reversing the inevitable, prioritize making their remaining time as peaceful and meaningful as possible. This means cherishing small moments, sharing stories, and ensuring they feel valued and loved. Understanding these signs isn't about fearing the end, it's about preparing for it. By recognizing these changes early, you can provide better care, make informed decisions, and ensure your loved one's final months are filled with dignity and comfort. If you're noticing these signs in someone close to you, take a deep breath. You're not alone on this journey. Countless families have walked this path, and knowing what to expect can help you find strength, patience, and peace. Thank you for joining us today. Please share one thing you learned and how you plan to use it in the comments below. Your thoughts are incredibly valuable to us, and reading them inspires us to keep creating meaningful content. If you found this guide helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue providing insights to inform and inspire. We look forward to connecting with you again soon.